My name is Sean Vaughn, and this is Champions Material. My thanks to all of you who tuned in to last week's episode. We Are Legend, Part 1, Becoming Legendary and Building a Black-Owned Business. Your feedback has been tremendous, and we are truly thankful. It gives us the fuel to always strive to be the very best of ourselves at all times. And we can only hope to inspire you, the audience, to do the same. And now, We Are Legend, Part 2, Greater Than the Circumstances and Evolving a Black-Owned Business. We Are Legend, your apparel and definitely your message has come a long way in a relatively short span of time. Let's get it to the people out there, a clear understanding of where you are now and where you all would like to see We Are Legend continue to evolve. Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Go ahead, John. I think it's perfect for you.
Well, I think definitely where we are is we're in our fourth year of business. Third year of business, excuse me.
Almost four.
Almost the fourth year.
Coming up on 4.
Yeah, we're coming on 4.
And then outside of that, just still having that desire that we started out with to see this through, have that brotherhood, that loyalty, that unity in this, to want to leave something for our families, to want to, do something for the future generations. Just so many things, that are empowering us to continue to do what we do. That's where we're at, man. Obviously COVID has affected so many of us where, we had to take a moment there and pause, like what is really important, what is really valued and cherished within our lives. But then it was like, all right, after we took that pause, like, all right, now let's get back to the drawing board here. Let's get back to our goals, short term, long term. Let's get back to, seeing this through before any of this pandemic came about. So we're at a time now where we're formulating new ideas.
Yes.
We're getting back to, like as we mentioned earlier, it's so important to stick to your narrative. So it's like, pulling out some of those old designs, pulling out some of those old notes and being like, okay, where are we at right now? Where do we want to continue to see? So we brought, our newest design with us.
Yeah, we got
shit.
a new one.
Okay, wait a minute.
That was that special guest I was talking about. But now,
come on, man.
I think it's important, like, in just talking about where we are now, because there's a lot that in this time, the short time we've been talking, that we kind of fast forwarded through, right? And it's important to know that, like, We Are Legend is not about us. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the individuals that are sitting here now, everybody that's associated with the We Are Legend name. It really is about the people, and it's about motivating and inspiring people, to follow their passion, like we said before. And in saying it's not just about us, like, I like to highlight some of the stuff that we've done. And it's not to brag or anything, but just for people to understand that this is all about a unity and community type thing, right? So we've done back to school jobs for like the past 3 years. This will be the first year that we haven't done one. And it was still like on the board kind of as a question, but with everything going on, with all the people's concerns,
Ain't nobody going to
with COVID, and obviously hardly anybody in school, right? Everybody virtual. So we kind of fell back on that. But children's jobs, like, a lot of that stuff has gone to either Northside Elementary in Chapel Hill or Global Scholars Academy in Durham. We've done multiple toy drives where we've helped out, in need families with just making sure that their children are supplied with something. You know what I mean?
Right.
That might have been, a couple little toys or something that they could play with, but that's better than nothing. Like having that smile on their face and the joy of knowing that somebody outside of that household cares about them enough to even like do something like that.
And real quick, that just speaks
important
to the touch on the community of people who aren't like I don't want to say we're not seeing any growth from, because like all the growth is beautiful, but like we're not expecting anything from. These are people that like literally probably don't even still have a clue about We Are Legend, other than the fact that one day they're gonna pick up a shirt and be like, dang, them was the dudes that came to my house and dropped off toys. These was the ones that made sure I had Christmas. And it's not like we looking for anything back from them. It's just literally the blessing of being able to give to somebody else based off of what our abilities are.
Yes.
Using our purpose to benefit our community. And that's been the goal, and it's just great to see that, or like great for that to come back, or great for somebody that you have no idea you're touching to be touched. Pause. By what we doing. I drop off all of my extra shirts to the Goodwill. So like it's people that's probably ain't not even able to purchase clothes that's out here rocking a shirt, and like we have no idea because they're outside of the realm of your day-to-day life.
That's right.
And
absolutely,
yeah, man.
And I mean, I can't leave out obviously our own people, right? So the Black History Month parades that we walked in, I looked at the picture right here, and it was like the perfect reminder, of those things too, and making sure that we are empowering, our community, because that is like super important right now, man. Like with all the social issues going on outside of COVID, man, like I think that's super important to understand that us as a people should be empowered by this type of message, and we want to continue to push that forward. So
absolutely, man. Greater than the circumstances and greater than yourselves.
Absolutely.
That doesn't need further explanation. You got something for me, brother?
Yeah, I was going to say to the point where how we are helping our people, as you were saying, and then how we become legend. I have done it multiple times with getting out and giving the clothing and food to people.
Right.
I didn't ask for anything. I don't need anything. Thank you's good enough. But I remember my brother saying he dropped the clothes off too. To a PTA or something like that. Me myself, I like to get out here and give it hand in hand.
Directly.
So I can see this individual and they can remember the face. And I actually know where this went to. Instead of saying, I dropped it over here, people come in here. My face is actually remembered by these individuals who I've come across, and they see me how I'm doing it for others.
Impactful, man, no doubt. Impactful. And you talk about coming up with ideas and executing the ideas that ultimately are going to benefit others, which is a very important piece of the We Are Legend message, which is empower yourself. And your actions speak to that. I know personally that you all have inspired many others to take their ideas and take it to that next step.
Right.
Shy God, shout out, among others. I just want you all to speak to that for a moment. Not only, what you've seen as far as how you've inspired others, but what you've seen them go on to do and what that has meant to you. I think that's very important that we get that in there.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take part of this.
What are you gonna talk about?
Normally, my brother, the Leo, is the more blunt with things. I just want to offer a more
still Leo
PC version of not bragging on what we've done. Most certainly not bragging on what we've done.
Right.
But like what has generated inspiration for us is seeing the amount of people in North Carolina, especially, well, not North Carolina especially, but North Carolina, and then Chapel Hill, the Raleigh-Durham
Triangle
community
area, basically, yes.
that have like directly benefited from us taking a first step. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to go in or pick anybody out, but there have been multiple upstarts in our community.
Yes.
That are directly connected to the message that we're putting out, and that's not for us, you know what I'm saying? Because ultimately the purpose is greater than us, and so like it's not that we want the acclaim for it, but we are glad. Yeah, we're reminded by it,
man.
and we are glad to
Yeah.
see that it has actually had an effect on people, and people are actually getting out here and taking steps towards the empowerment of themselves. You know, whether it be clothing up stars, whether it be like, whatever aspect of life that you're in, you can see the influence of like why they are doing it. You know what I'm saying? It
Yes.
might be a food store, or it might be a karate gym, or what, you know what I'm saying? It's just seeing people like going out here and saying, dang, you know what? This business thing ain't bad as I thought. It's steps to this. It's a blueprint. These dudes is trying to, even if because we ain't by no stretch of the imagination got the blueprint down. Like,
Right.
we ain't running the game. We're not doing any of that. But like, it's something. Yep, it's something that we did. Like, we braided that rope, and we hung it over our shoulders, and you can climb up. It's not like we got to the top of the wall and just pulled up the rope and was like, F that, bro. You know what I'm saying? We here. It's like you take the rope, you throw it over your shoulder, and you pull everybody up with you, and try to impact. And the fact that we can see that impact means so much to us, because it's like, because you never really know. You never really know, because there's so many people. It's those few people in the world that's gonna say, dang, y'all looked out for me, or you got me, or somebody that'll put it on their arm. But it's a million more people that's like, man, dang, that's them over there. I don't necessarily want to say nothing. I really would love to tell them the impact they had on my life, but I ain't ready to,
Exactly.
put it out there. And so it's good to see that too. It's good that even if the people glance twice back at the shirt because they recognized it, or we done threw a shirt at a parade, or walked up and handed it to a child, or handed out bracelets, or just gave personal words to somebody, like in your day to day. My thing is gas stations and grocery stores. I got a million people that be like, oh, I love what you got on, or like, how can I get it? And then, just going back in the store and handing out a bracelet, or giving, passing out a card, and then still being able to, those small impacts. And it's some of that stuff like you can't even remember, because it becomes a part of your habits. So it's like, I gave this out,
Right.
And then somebody like, yeah, you remember me? I'm the one that you gave the shirt to 2 years ago. I don't recall that, but like, you just saved my day because you recalled it, and now like I get the benefit of the positive energy that you bringing back to me.
Hey, look, I think in you saying that right there, that brings up like a whole nother subject, and it's really like twofold. First of all of that we seeing in terms of like people in our area and stuff, like, and some of them have reached out and said, hey man, like, y'all was an inspiration.
Yes.
Like, appreciate you for this or this information or whatever. Because, there's people that'll pick our brains and things like that. But at the end of the day, to me, it's like seeing those things happen is like what we set out to do. They saw us and was like, okay, I know them from around the way or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, now they doing something. oh, okay, the message is super dope. It resonates with me. And I think it's one of those things that helps them to grow into the fact or just come up with the fact that, hey, I can do it too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's one of those things where it's just like, not that we are like anything super great or superficial above anybody else. Like it's one of those things. It's like, damn, I know them. I've seen them around the way, and they doing something. Like, why wouldn't I? This is the idea I had in my head. Why wouldn't I move on it? And some of it might be, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I realize that individual business is easy to do, or it can be this simple, but other parts of it is just like, yo, I see them doing something,
right,
and that inspires me to then do something on top of that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that right there, I mean, it's one of those like pats on the back. It allows us to be like, okay, like what we set out to do is working.
It's working.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It also gets you into a mind frame really quickly about who you're surrounding yourself by. Because for us, when we wanted to do this idea, we reached out to those people that had already done it. Not talking to people that hadn't
not necessarily already done.
Well, not
they were successful in whatever it was that they were doing in there.
It wasn't clothing. It was they was in their bag.
Right.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to say is they had already made steps. They had already made movements forward towards what they wanted.
Right.
And that's what we wanted. We wanted to absorb that energy, that knowledge, that wisdom to push forth what we wanted to push forward. And it go, like I said, you know, surrounding yourself by those like-mindedness, but then also going to what Trav had said, knowing your brother. You know, knowing your brother's strengths, knowing the weaknesses. You know, obviously, if you want to achieve greatness, you're not going to surround yourself by weak-minded people.
Right.
You're going to, you can't. You have to find those strengths. You have to find all those points that are going to catapult you to what you want to do. And ultimately, you know, if we can give any advice to those people that are out, you know, on the fence of starting a business, you know, get yourself surrounded by those people that are already doing what you want to do. And then you'll start to see that, you know, it's kind of like law of attraction. It's like, as you start to think certain thoughts and have certain goals, then you're going to have the universe draw that to you. And then, you know, that will help you get your ball rolling. But yeah, man, it's beautiful to see how this has all manifested.
I read something the other day. There was a gentleman that was saying when he made $65,000 in a month, it was only because he had already pictured himself there. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you have people that are thinking on these greater levels. Trav Dad used to tell us, Big Rob used to tell us all the time, if you're the smartest person in the room, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
How can you be the smartest? If you're the smartest person in the room, you ain't going nowhere.
No damn way.
Because you're going to be stuck in your mindset, in your mind frame, and you can't grow from that. You know what I'm saying? There's no ability to grow. J. Cole just put out a song. Lord, I forgot.
Which one? Lion King on Ice?
No, not Lion King on Ice.
The Climb Back.
The Climb Back.
The Climb Back.
And at the very beginning of the song, it says, you know what I'm saying, are you doing this for fame or are you doing this for growth? You know what I'm saying?
True story.
You know what? It's key to be honest enough with yourself individually and be humble yourself enough to get in that mirror and find every last one of your stucks.
Oh yeah.
Mentality.
And it's tough.
And it's tough.
You got to be real with yourself.
You got to be real with yourself. Self-evaluation, in my opinion, is one of the hardest things that you'll do. Yeah. And it's something that doesn't happen once. It has to be something that you're willing to revisit on a fairly consistent basis. Because as Jeremy pointed out, how do you improve otherwise? Humble yourself, find your stuff, and get off of your stuff.
I know so many thugs who can walk up and stare anybody in the eye and stare them down. And that's such a bully has a greater ability to do that than they would ever be able to look in the mirror and be like, you ugly, or this is where you lack, and they can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It takes a very strong person to be able to look in the mirror and not only confront who they are, but to laugh about it or cry about it, or improve on it and actually grow from it. So like the ability to do that is something I struggle with myself, but it's that growth and that maturity, because it's hard. It's hard to look yourself in the eye and be like, damn, I really, for lack of better terms, fucked up.
Right.
And being able to say that and being able to move forward from it, greatest growth you'll ever experience in your entire life.
I think
before you do that, like Michael Jackson said, you got to start with the man in the mirror.
that's exactly what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like the important part of that is like, that's why we do what we do. That's why We Are Legend exists. You know what I'm saying? Is allowing you to be able to look in that mirror and say, hey, I'm bigger than that. I'm greater than that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then finding that way to overcome whatever that obstacle or that circumstance is to become that legend.
It's the reason why We Are Legend not only will never die, but it will just continue to grow and flourish, because it's all about finding the best of yourself. And that's something that doesn't happen overnight. That is a life journey.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's the reason why, beyond, the dope apparel, man, and all the designs and everything that you all have done in a relatively short time, the message is universally identifiable, and it uplifts everyone that understands it and embraces it, man. I want to thank every last one of you gentlemen for today's episode. Let me just get away from the layout and let me just speak from the heart. If you all did not make the decision to cross the line, to jump, to turn We Are Legend from an idea to a reality, if you didn't cross that line, Champions material would not exist, because I would have still been on that stuck, unsure, not knowing, not having an understanding as to how do I grow in areas where I'm not familiar. How do I do this? Where's the passion going to come from? Where's the direction going to come from? Where's the understanding going to come from? I sat in a Walmart in Durham with Trevo. It was a while ago now. And we sat in a Walmart. And we sat and we just talked about that sometimes you have to bet on yourself. Yes. If you're too worried about what you don't know, you'll never fucking know it, because you'll never get there. Bet on yourself. Live with whatever happens, because regardless, win, lose, or draw, you will have learned something about yourself, and you would have learned things along the way that you can apply in different areas. That conversation with Trevo at Walmart is the reason why we're here. It's the reason why Champions Material exists. It's the reason why, for all you out there listening now, and for those who will listen, we all, myself included, owe a debt of gratitude to the vision of We Are Legend.
Shit, I appreciate it.
What?
Like that alone right there, humbling and inspiring within itself, man. Like for real. Like,
did you really just say that?
I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that you're saying, but like that feeling alone, bro, is like, one, that's what we set out to do, but two, that inspires us and even individually me to keep on going. You know what I'm saying?
It's about to inspire talking to the wall.
Like,
yeah, no, that's a fact.
Like, it's crazy because I guess we could get into that part too, where we talk about like our future endeavors and stuff, and it's like a podcast is one of them. So just being a part of, I think this is probably our second or third podcast that we've been a part of, but at the end of the day, like, that's what we aspire to do. Like, we aspire to be able to not only take this message to like multiple platforms, but just to be able to be a light, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, all of us are comedians in our own right. You know what I'm saying? Love to make people laugh, but it's just about the joy, man, and being able to allow people to experience life, like
And
for real living.
Ultimately, what is great for us, and we talked about it in the process of getting this together, was the fact that like what you're doing raises us up, not raises us up and puts us on a pedestal, but you created the growth for us for next movement, and so that's getting back to the full circleness of it, for lack of a better term. But you know, putting something out to you, and really, you said you and Tavares had this conversation, but Tavares represented an entire group of people that sit beside you, you know, or with you right now. So the fact that one person can spread it like fire, and it move and it affect you, and then now you come here and we sit here and you still, we don't know what we did for you, but you don't know what you're doing for us in this moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy that like that energy will keep evolving and it comes full circle, and we'll still be able to build on it. And that, so like the we and we are legend is that it's like it never was meant to be with 9 people. It was never meant to be for 100 people. It was meant for everybody who could benefit from it to benefit from it, and for it to grow, and for us to leave a legacy for our children and people that, you know, surround us, or people who don't necessarily have the ability to have a voice. You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of people who are brilliant in their own mind, but they just don't have whatever circumstance they're in right now, don't have the ability to move forward. So, which is why we say, you know what I'm saying, we at a point where we can push past our circumstances. Hey, bro, here it is. It's as simple as that. Don't let it hold you back. Go forth and do it. We decided we were gonna do something, and we're gonna do it. And we're gonna continue to progress. We still putting out new stuff. We got, you know, it's trying to evolve our image to fit this crazy world we live in right now, you know, with the political stuff that's going on, as well as, you know what I'm saying, the awakening of the empowerment of Black people, which is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
You know, we all got daughters, and, you know, we're struggling with the way the world views women and Black women themselves, and you know, being a Black man ain't never been easy.
No.
but yeah, just pushing past that, trying to get the 2.0, you know, version of We Are Legend out. Trying to not recreate the wheel, but also have something legitimate.
Reinvent the wheel, man.
Something legitimate to take out here and offer the world, and take the next step and help them,
man,
look forward to something. But like, without We Are Legend, there is no champions material. But currently in this state of the world, without champions material, there's no We Are. Do you get that?
Oh,
do you get the power of that?
Okay.
Like, because like, you know, we got you to a point, but now you're bringing us to the point where we can continue to elevate, where we can continue to branch off and think of new things. Like, because if we didn't have the people that stood with us from the beginning, there is no We Are Legend. So you saying there's no champions material, but without the people, there's no us. We would have fizzled out. We would have had these pictures to look at and say, hey, bro, this, you remember when we did this?
Remember when? Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you are the future of us, and not that, you know, not to say like we're a parent or anything, but like you literally created a future for us. You not only walk with us along our path, but now you gave us ways to branch off and still have a path and still build. So,
man, that's much appreciated, and that's the very least I can do, man.
Oh yeah.
What you brothers have done so far. If 2.0 is yet the best to come from what I've seen so far, we all need to watch the fuck out. All right, they coming, and they ain't asking no questions. Man, this is top shelf material right here, man. Before we close this thing out, let's make sure that the audience knows where they can find everything associated with the We Are Legend brand and message. Take it away.
Most definitely. I mean, obviously, we got a website. It's findingyourlegend.com.
Well, look at that boy and his enunciations. Look at it.
On me, man. Hey, listen. And then, on our social medias, IG, We Are Legend, spelled out. The letters RU, period, WAL. I don't need that, man.
Consonants and vowels.
Businesses up.
You got them all in there.
Everything. If you check us out on Facebook, it's just We Are Legend, RU, capital letters R and U at the end. I mean, obviously, that's entendre too. So, We Are Legend, RU, step up. But anyway, on top of that, man, I appreciate you for having us out here, Sean. I just wanted this. I wanted to do this just for your reaction to it, to get our first reaction, because this will be some people in his first time seeing it. This will also be yours, but when we talk about the icebreaker or We Are Legend 2.0 and just kind of going into another realm, like we wanted to do something that kind of brought it back. Same familiarity with our icebreaker and our standard logo, but something that like brought it back to like when we were established, and just a little different design, a little play on things. So I was gonna show you because they literally came in the mail right before I headed over here.
Hold on.
Literally. But this is a new design we got out, man. We ain't got necessarily got no name for it, but Icebreaker 2.0, because that's what we playing off of, is the thing. I'll just let you get a look at it, man. You can grab that's some black ones, these some white ones. It's almost designed almost like some shades, right?
Yeah.
Like some blinds, right? Just like these joints you got right here. And I always ask the question. Here you go, white version.
Top.
Get it in there.
Shelf material right here, man.
Established in 2016.
2.0 right here. You're welcome.
But bottom line though, man, at the end of the day, when we saw that font, it was almost a thing like opening up the blinds, and it's like, what do you see when you open the blinds? Like, to me, you know what I'm saying? It's the outside world. It's opening our eyes to what's going on right now. And in some cases, if you think about opening the blinds on yourself, then you see kind of your true self or your inner self. So,
man,
don't worry about it. First one pressed up gonna be for you. I wish I'd have had them ready already, but
listen.
It came in.
What I just looked at
right there.
Every last one of y'all stay ready, man. Before we get out of here, it's critical that we have a final word from everyone that was nice enough to take the time to join Champions Material today. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pass it off, and each one of you, however you want to swing this, man, but we got to get it in. Your final word as we close out a legendary edition of Champions Material. I'm gonna kick it off with you, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
First and foremost, man, shout out to you, man, for putting this together for us. And there's no greater honor than to sit here and enjoy this with you, and like for you to put us as as part of your inaugural season, or is podcast season, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And other than that, man, just shout out to my brothers who always maintained relationships and who stood by me. Other than that, I have to make sure that Princess Jayla and King Cal and Princess Aaliyah and Princess Ariana and Princess Amaya get their props, because this is the legacy that is for y'all. Not only them, my godchildren, the boss. I can't call her no princess because that's the boss.
Oh,
Shania and Princess Amira and little King Mark Anthony.
Yes.
Let y'all know that when y'all see this in the future, when it will be in the future, like what's their name?
now we got
No, what was the Ted and
Who? Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it's like Bill and Ted. When y'all watch this in the future and y'all look back on it and be like, dude, these dudes created a society. Y'all will
Excellent
know
adventure.
that it was the legacy that was meant for y'all. And shout out to the family. Always know that like you are greater than your circumstances, and just as we are great, so are you. And I ain't got nothing else to say.
Shit, man. All right.
I can't be as long-winded as him, but hey, look, shout out to the fam, man. Y'all are who I do it for all day, all long. Like We Are Legends started off with an idea just I had for myself individually that I knew that I could be more and I could be better and I could do more. So shouts out to y'all for helping me facilitate that idea and continue to keep that going. Other than that, man, I appreciate everybody that has been inspired by us, that continues to be inspired by us.
For sure.
Man, we're going to keep doing it for y'all. I promise you, like, I never got to mention it, but literally, we set out to inspire other people. And, like, in the process, we learned that we were inspiring ourselves. So every time there's been a doubt, there's been a downfall, there's been, bumps in the road and obstacles, it was like, it would be happenstance, or maybe it was just divine intervention that was supposed to happen, that somebody would stop me and be like, yo, I see what y'all doing. I love what y'all doing.
Yeah.
Yo, what does that shirt mean? That's an awesome message. And it always came at those times when we were like second guessing or doubting something that we were doing. You know what I mean? So for any of y'all, man, that's following your passion, man, stick to it. That's all I got for you. This is Trevo. One more thing. I forgot to introduce another design. So I know, Sean, you ain't seen this.
Okay.
You ain't seen this one either, I don't think, because I don't think we put it out there. But we got something for the ladies too. I'm gonna give it to you in the camera on the Google Meets. But this is what we call flower power. For y'all that know us and have been following us, Wallflower has always been our female lineup, right? We always want to do something to kind of uplift and promote not only like women's empowerment, but just females overall. So there's a new design that we'll have out as well called Flower Power. Self-explanatory.
Yes.
Women, this is for y'all. It'll be on all women's styles, tanks, crops, tees, however you want it. But
also in the double entendre.
Yes, I heard the pot smokers, they might want a little flower power too. My boy Terry in Florida, he hit me up, man. He's like, man, what's up with the pot smokers?
Okay.
We need to go flower powers. So now, but I was gonna say, man, as of recently, we had a challenge. Like you were hitting us up about challenges earlier that we've been come across and that have like slowed us up and stumbled us. Recently, man, Trevo got robbed, man, and
not like that. I ain't get robbed. We gotta correct that.
Car got broken into.
Someone stole something from me.
Right.
Robberies are different. We might be talking about a different thing.
Yeah, robbed. Well, what I'm trying to say is, car got broken into.
They damn sure didn't do it to his face. All right,
Let's be correct.
And in that process, man, his laptop was taken, and everything that we have been working on with part 2 was lost.
Untold story.
And so we've been working hard on, Untold Story part 2, compiling all these stories, interviews from various people. Just, it's like feeling that energy when you're doing something and starting to see the fruits of your labor, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And then it's just like, for a moment there, we were really affected by that, man. But like us being here today with you, it's just that testimony that we are sticking to our narrative, we are sticking to our passion, what makes us, that it inspires us and keeps us fulfilled, and we feel that champions material, man. Like, life wouldn't be what it is without challenges and ups and downs. But it's the beauty of the resilience when you confront challenges and difficult times, the resilience in that and overcoming them, that's the beauty of it. And that's what we're trying to do with our brand. We know that's what you're doing with your podcast. That's why we continue to surround ourselves with that energy, with those people, all of that, man. So thank you again for having us, bro.
Talking to the wall start, man. Y'all getting cut off.
Just know that part 2 and part 3, it's gonna be better than it would have been before, man. All this just fuel, man.
Hey man, whoever stole the name the MacBook, man, come on back with it, man. You in Chapel Hill, you ain't gonna never sell it nowhere.
Niggas took his laptop. What do you want there, though?
You ain't gonna sell it, bro. It can't be sold.
Just leave it where you found it,
Right, man.
You know what I'm
Just
saying?
put it back,
leave it where
dog.
you found it.
Just put it back
now.
I know you saw the footage on there.
Right.
Leave it where you found it, man. All right, let's make sure we get that in there. All right, my man, we're gonna kick it to you, man. Any final words for the people out there? They want to hear from you, brother.
Book.
Anthony Governors.
He said, nah, he good. He got the carpet hair. He been rolling around. He been rolling around the carpet too much.
Yeah, he in red cup mode. So we'll go ahead and
messed it all up. Carpet dome. I ain't got much, man. Jeremy shouting out all the children, so I guess I gotta throw Kalila, Maria, Zeta, Zende in there.
Oh yeah, you can't forget it.
My message in life is always look for the funniest. That's why I ain't said much. I couldn't really cut in and get no jokes in because the waiting is long.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Once again, you ain't said it the first time.
What?
I just said it while you was
Carpet dome.
But you said once again.
Carpet dome.
They sound like family members.
Exactly. We are legend. Champions material. Family shit.
Oh yeah.
Red cup shit.
Yes.
Act like you don't know because you do.
Got
you know what, man? Yo, on that note, man, that's what's up, man. My thanks to you, the audience, for taking the time to give us your time. Myself and the brothers from We Are Legend, we sincerely hope that we gave you some positive energy, some positive information. 2020 has been a challenge for all of us, but as I mentioned on the previous episode of Champions Material, it's also an opportunity for all of us to reflect, to learn how to better adapt, and to find our legend, to find a way to be greater than in our current circumstances. Get off of stuck and stay there.
Just as I am great, so are you.
Hey.
On something that matters, wear something that inspires.
You know where it's at. FindingYourLegend.com, man. Once again, FindingYourLegend.com. We are legend. RU, the letters RU.WAL, man. Check us out on all social media platforms, and we definitely coming at you with these new designs real soon.
Stay tuned. We definitely plan on being back with Champions Material as long as they can have us. We're such grateful to you, man.
Like
for real.
Podcast, it could be like the first episode of ours.
I wish we would have got
crazy outside of the box way to start a podcast.
I wish we could have got to talk about a little bit of this WAP you talking about in your other podcast.
Yeah, a little more time.
I wish we had time for that, boy, because I got
all kind of entanglements going on that future episode.
I wish we would have been here for entanglements. I got a lot to say.
Stay tuned.
This is part one anyway, right?
Yeah, man.
We definitely gonna come back with some. We gonna come back with some hard hitting questions for the host. The host about to get the hard hitting questions.
I am here for it, man.
Next time, part 2 is the conversation.
So you heard it here first, man. This was part 1 for We Are Legend and Champions Material. It was very important that we made sure that we clearly establish what We Are Legend is all about.
Absolutely.
That has been thoroughly taken care of. The next time you see us, we doing us, we talking shit. Please, thank you, and you're welcome.
No holds barred.
Send any feedback.
Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Any feedback, go follow us, man. Please, on social media.
No doubt. You heard it from Trevor, man.
Collection.
Here you go. Shout out to that as well. And send any feedback to champions.materialsv@gmail.com.
Yo, shout out to Chapel Hill, shout out to Bull City, the Research Triangle, all the North Carolina. We love y'all, man.
Australia, China, Trinidad, London.
Stop it.
Wherever you at.
New York,
Wherever you at.
Chicago, California, Chicago, Atlanta. Where else we at?
Anywhere and everywhere, man. Shout out to all of you for taking the time.
Yo, shout out to Darren Brand, doing great things for us. Shout out to Anthony Hemingway.
Shout out to No Off Switch.
Shout out to Creedmoor.
Shout out to all our day ones. Man.
Oh yeah, no, for real. Sorry. Dordan Durant, Q Parker,
Whitley.
man. Mike, I'm sorry, man. Don't beat me up, dog. Dang, now you made it feel. Oh yeah, Darren Brand, B Dot from 102 Jams, Sporty
Big
Otis,
shots.
Ricky
Big
Ruckus, what's her name?
Oh,
for Hawaii.
Oh, Jackie.
Jackie.
J Rose.
Yes, J Rose.
Appreciate you for all the love.
Absolutely.
Marianne.
Yeah. It's too. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. It's a lot.
People.
You know what we're hearing right now? We're hearing togetherness. We're hearing support, uplifting one another, in community. That's what it's all about. And that is one of the foundations that We Are Legend has been founded on and will continue to grow in and inspire themselves as well as anyone and everyone who supports this movement. Yours truly included.
Oh, sorry. Jamie Lee, Coalition. NC.
Shout out to the Vault again, Moses.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just so many people, man. If we
here
didn't say
all
your name,
day.
man, just know that the love is here and it ain't going nowhere, and we'll see you soon.
And have my mom say, charge it to my mind, not my heart.
Right.
To my mind and not my heart. And on that note, never, ever forget whoever you want to be and whatever you want to be. Always be the champion of it. That is Champions Material.
Absolutely.
Be safe. Stay tuned. We'll be back sooner than later with our next episode. But now, we're done.
Part deuces.
Peace.